bottom where there's a seam. Most gis have a seam there. If I pull that seam, they usually come with it because it's connected to all the other seams on the gi. But if I were just to grip up high, sometimes it's just loose slack. So I want to break my partner's balance before I actually enter, unless you're really explosive. And that's a characteristic many of us are not blessed with. So I have this under grip, I have the collar grip. There's going to be some slack, okay? I don't want to be too tight, so when I pull, it's stuck to him. When I pull, I want him to come with it, okay? So I'm going to start perpendicular to my partner, okay? I'm not going to start facing squared. I want to have this stance. And my partner has his hands on my shoulder and my arm. He's not in the inside or above pressuring down, just nice and gently on top, okay? And all I want to do is practice this kazushi in the right way. I'm going to pull, and I'm going to look at what time it is on my wristwatch, and I'm going to tell someone what time it is on the phone. So this is how I want it to be, right here. As I do so, I'm going to breathe out. Turning my head, breathing out, distributing the weight evenly between my feet, okay? That's just the upper body portion, okay? So it's gonna get more complex because you're gonna have to do things simultaneous, okay? And the first entry we're gonna do is probably the most basic, is just a back step, okay? So what I'm gonna do, as I pull, I'm gonna move my lead back leg behind onto the ball of my foot. So it's underneath my head. That's my supporting leg. That foot should be planted really well to the mat. It shouldn't be on the outside or knuckles down when I do this back step entry. I should be able to get the ball of my foot planted every time. I like to have a nice sound, a thud, every time. So I know that if I wanted to transfer the weight, I can. Rather than light, and then when I transfer the weight, I'm off balance. So when I do this back step, I'm pulling, turning my head, breathing out, and back stepping all at the same time, okay? So I'm not worried about squaring up and doing a one step and then a two step when I learn it. I want to start almost cheating, this little perpendicular stance. Every time I'm breaking Max's balance to the balls of his feet, just a smidge, okay? So that entry takes repetition to get cohesive collectively together, okay? Make sure your head, your hips, and your foot are all in symmetry, okay? Then I want to get to where I'm transferring the weight to that supporting leg, my right leg as a lefty. So when I do that, I'm able to intersect his legs with the leg that's coming upwards. So when I do that, I want to be able to transfer the weight with my supporting leg facing forward. If it's bowed and turned inwards, when I lift my leg, I'm going to kind of be off balance. So when I do this, I'm lifting my leg, my head and my foot are on an even plane, okay? So like a seesaw, so to speak, where my head goes down and my foot goes up. So I want to use that leverage and my whole body together in unison, okay? So when I do that movement, I'm going to back step, breathe out, lift my leg, and have my foot and my head should be pretty well in alignment there. Okay, my toe is turned inwards. My hand that's on the lapel goes down. My pulling hand that was looking at the watch should continue to pull and hold on the whole time. I shouldn't throw and let go. There's no control there. If you want to transition to the ground for any kind of arm bars or top control, you need some kind of grip, okay? Whether you're in a gi or no gi. So same thing. I'm standing perpendicular. When I do this back step, my feet are going to kind of create like an equilateral triangle, okay? I don't want to be too far in because his weight is on me, and if I transition to one leg, I'm off balance. So I want to pull him to me and then be able to execute this movement with some space, just a smidge. Balance, toe turned in. When I turn my toe inwards, that makes my hip rotate. So when I throw Uchimata, I don't really want him to go like full rainbow over my head. I just want him to roll over my hip. It's a lot more effective that way and easier, rather than trying to just like heave someone over you. You're just gonna have them roll over your hip, and it's gonna feel much more efficient that way. Perpendicular, back step pull, breathe out, finish with two hands. That way, I'm allowing myself to stay on top in the transition. When there's a lot of momentum, if you're doing combinations to this technique, you might have to roll over them, and we're gonna get to that, okay, later in this volume. But for now, we're gonna just play with this, being able to pick someone up off the mat and throw them. Okay, so this is just a basic back step uchimata. We're learning it, and we're going to get more detailed into combinations and movement and different entries as we progress. Good.